Welcome to the podcast. This is episode 2 of Business One-to-Ones with OJ Lopez. And for our guest for this episode, we have our president of BNI Investment Chapter, Anton Mansueto. Welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you.
All right. So, the reason again why we're doing this show is that to document my BNI journey, because I am the newest member of Investment Chapter, and we're actually doing this one-to-ones, but it's this time around we are just documenting it. So it's not like this is something special, right? Yeah. So we actually do this to all of our members,
yes,
to get to know each other, and this is just my way of showing it on how we do it. And of course it's also very structured, yes, but for this show we would actually go into some more details than what is the usual questions we ask. All right,
yeah,
all right. So again, for my first question for Mr. President, before your stint in BNI, can you tell us about yourself and your background, and before all this BNI stuff?
okay. Yes, by the way, I am Anton Mansueto. I am a singer, songwriter, and a musician. So I perform in weddings, company parties, birthday debut, or any party. And I also provide sound system and lights for any occasion, whether it's, again, wedding, birthday, or product launching, store opening. And also, we set up at homes, clubhouses, or party venues.
All right. So, are you always musically inclined? Talk to me about your childhood, or where did you got this inclination musically? Is it natural talent? How are you able to get into music?
Well, actually, it's because my brother and my sisters are singers and musicians. So while I was still small, I always see them sing, see them play.
Okay.
Always until I was growing up, I was watching their gigs.
Right.
And well, back in grade 6, that's the time I started a band with my classmates.
Wow. So that early already?
That early, because
No.
my brother was always performing, so we always watch. And then me and my classmates like, hey, why don't we form a band?
Right.
So that's why we formed a band. And then at first we didn't have really gigs. We just followed my brothers wherever they play. So we watch them until the time that we asked my brother, hey, can we play there? So there were times that he said yes. Okay, so that's the time we were able to do some gigs until I had bands until high school and until college. And until back in 2002, my brother's band, they had to let go of their bassist, because I was a bassist.
So you play?
I played the bass.
The bass. Okay.
So when they had to find a bassist, so I was the fastest one that they can have. Okay. So that's the time I really played professionally, like in Cebu stop bars, restaurants,
and
hotels.
How old were you during this time?
I was still 19 years old.
Okay, so
And from playing in alternative rock songs during college, when I got into the band, we had to play immediately jazz, those songs that they play in hotels and restaurants. And also in the side of singing, I only started singing at, I guess that was around when I was 24 years old. That's kind of late for someone to sing. But because it has always been my dream to become a singer.
Okay. So before that, you were just playing the instrument?
The bass, yeah.
Okay.
But for so long, I wanted to become a singer, so that's why when around 22 or 23, I enrolled in voice lessons.
Okay.
That was Center for Pop Music in Manila.
Alright.
And then when I came back to Cebu a year after, I auditioned in so many bars, but unluckily I was not like accepted. Well, it's a blessing in disguise because every time I was not accepted. When I go home, I practice and practice until I improve. So it was a challenge, a good challenge for me actually. Until the time I was able to perform in this one bar, and then from then on, I got to sing in all the other bars that did not accept me, in which I didn't have to re-audition. I just had to sing automatically. So
Okay.
that's the time my singing career began.
All right. And uh, currently you have a band, right?
Yes.
Okay. And can you tell us more about your band and the songs that you play? And because I see that you have a lot of gigs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
blessings.
Okay.
Yeah, well, right now I actually have an acoustic partner duo, which was my girlfriend but now my wife.
Oh yeah.
So we play.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. So we sing in weddings, company parties, product launching, store opening, any special events. So my partner Glynis and I, we perform. We actually have a wide variety of music. We sing bossa nova, jazz, classics, alternative rocks, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s songs. We do love songs, reggae, rock, dancing and listening. So we have retro music, or up to the latest, even the latest hits. So that's what we do. And also we also have a band. So it depends on what our clients want.
Right.
If they want an acoustic duo, trio, or a band. So most of the time we play at our Ayala Terraces,
Okay.
Ayala Center Cebu, and SM North Wing.
Nice.
And those are our regular gigs. But most of the time it's company parties and weddings.
Gotcha.
So that's what we love to do.
Wow, wow. So, and because usually, right, if you are musically inclined and then life hits you, if you don't become like the biggest pop star out there, it's like,
Yeah.
okay, you have to go to a day job and then suddenly the dream
Yeah.
vanishes, right? That happens to a lot of musicians. Even my bandmates in high school. They were so passionate. For me, it was just a high school thing.
Yeah.
I don't really, because we were into punk rock.
Oh, that's
and,
cool.
yeah, during that time, high school days. But for me, it was just like kind of like a pastime.
For fun.
Yeah, for fun. But for them, until now, they are still, playing their musical instruments. But one of them became a doctor. One of them because life happens.
Yes.
Right? You have to. And for you, how were you able to transition talent that you have and inclination and transition that into a business that would sustain what you love to do?
Oh yeah. Well, during college, I was studying Bachelor of Science in Electronics and Communications Engineering, and I just realized when I was in second year of college, I realized I think I really want to be a musician. I want to pursue this career. It was always like in my heart. So every time I'm in class, I'm always daydreaming of performing.
Right.
So as early as 2002, I had already the decision that I'm going to be a singer, musician.
So this is do or die.
Yeah, do or die, all the way. So that's when it happened. Like I decided I'll do this all the way. So my studies were not actually doing well because I was very focused all day long. It's
Right.
always music.
Right.
So that's why during college, every night we perform at Cebu's bars like Slabadu Cafe,
I remember those
Sinners and
places.
Saints,
Right,
Ratski
right,
Cebu.
Right, Ratski.
So that's where we perform every night. Like it was
Okay.
my life until 2005. That was when I was still a bassist. And then when around in 2006, I stopped performing in the band and I stopped my going to school because I didn't really finish
Okay.
supposedly 2005 because every time there's a final exam, I'm outside Cebu performing.
Yeah, that's usually what societal norms dictate. Right?
Yeah.
that you have to go to school and you have to get good grades. But if you're not passionate about what you're studying about, or even if it's just for compliance purposes
Yes.
or for just
For the parents.
for the parents,
Yeah.
exactly. And what can you advise, young blood musicians out there who have the same inclination as you, and right now, like, the society is not really encouraging them to pursue what talents that they have. So what can you tell them?
Well, first is uh, if if it's possible, it's really good to really finish education, because for your parents to be happy, and of course for you to be a degree holder, and you can do actually at the same time pursue your passion, do what you love. So it can be both, or you have to choose one. But in my case, I realized, because we are our family, we're a family of engineers. My father is an engineer. Many of his siblings are engineers. My grandfather is an engineer, king of engineers to be exact, in CIT. Like, name and any engineering field, that's all of those are his professions. So in my case, I was kind of pressured, because all of my titas and cousins, like especially my grandparents, like asked me, "So how's your studies? Have you finished college?" But as I've said, as early as 2002, I decided I'm gonna be a musician. So as early as that, I was already focused. So that's why during 2006, I stopped performing with my band and I stopped studying. That's when I was doing nothing. So that's when I said, hey, I have to start now. So that's why I enrolled in voice lessons.
Okay.
I practiced singing, playing the guitar. I auditioned in so many bars. So alone.
Right.
So no support, because me against the world.
Yeah.
Not even like my family was even supportive of it. Of course, I would understand, because they haven't seen me sing or perform.
Right.
But I was so focused. So I did so many practice
so
auditions.
it's you against the world.
Rejections, so much rejections. But every time I get rejected, I go home and practice and practice. Until
So, how were you able to develop that grit? Like, if people would discourage you, turn you down, even your family or friends would
Yeah.
turn you down, that's very disheartening. And
well, kinda at first.
Right.
But I have learned what I've learned in the community. You have to filter the noise.
right.
Filter the noise.
Nice.
Like, if you really want something and you really believe it, you really believe that you can do it, or you're willing to give everything to achieve that goal. That's what I learned. Filter the noise. It's really normal. A lot of people, even the closest people, friends or even family, won't be supportive, and many would even discourage you. In my case, I filter the noise. Okay, I will hear so many things, but I kept on focusing. I practiced, I auditioned, I sang and sang and sang, improve, learn, study. Because when I was just beginning with the singing, I learned that, hey, I have my own formula. If I do this 100 times and I would improve 1% every time,
Right.
that would reach to 100%.
Eventually.
Probably eventually.
Yeah,
So that
right,
was my
right.
motto. So I just kept on singing and singing, repeating until it improved until I mastered things. And from then, I was able to sing in many bars. I was able to prove myself to, like, hey, finally, it has happened. The thing that I have been looking forward years ago, I am actually on the right track, and people started believing in me, and I began on inspiring, touching people with my songs, with the way I sing.
Okay.
So it feels really good. So you have to really believe in yourself. Of course, you have to reinforce it with improvement, the right practice, the right elements. Improve in singing, improve in playing the guitar, improve in stage presence, improve in singing, all the songs, choosing the right songs that fit for me.
All right.
But from there, as early as 2005, because aside from singing, I'm the kind of person who loves to learn, who likes to learn. So I'm that kind of person who reads books.
Okay.
I attend seminars, conferences, conventions, because as early as 2005, I realized that talent is never enough.
Okay. So there's a naturalness to it, and there's also something that you would be able to learn
Yes,
through practice and through joining seminars.
exactly. Because I've seen so many very talented artists here in Cebu, but I've seen many of them like vanish, like they stop singing, they either they focus on their business or focus on their job. So I understood that talent is not enough. So that's why I wanted to learn how to really promote, to market oneself. So that's why I was doing two things. I was enjoying my passion singing, but at the same time, I was learning on how to market myself or even the band.
For it to be sustainable.
Sustainable and to really,
Somebody has to pay the bills.
yeah, and to really have a lot of gigs. So that's why I kept on learning, and until I was able to know some good practices to really find clients, gigs. And along the way, while me and my partner performed, there was a time our clients always kept on asking us, hey, after booking us to perform, many of them like asked us, do you know any sound system provider? So, okay, we kept on referring until such time back in 2015, because me and my partner started performing from 2012. And in 2015, we noticed that, hey, sayang,
Right.
because it seems like there's an opportunity for us to earn on top of our performing or
Right.
singing.
If you could just provide those services,
Yeah.
additional services apart from the usual gigs and singing. and
Exactly. So
performing.
we got interested to invest in sound system and light. Anyways, even before that time, I'm used to setting up sound systems,
Right,
carrying those amplifiers, the speakers. So I just realized, hey, I've been doing this for so long. I think I'm ready. Like I can do this. That's why I enrolled in audio training, how
Okay.
to operate sound system, how to set it up, how to mix. So that's why we discussed it with my partner, and we decided, hey, okay, let's do the sound system business. Let's start with the basic one.
Right.
2 speakers, 1 mixer, wireless microphones, and that's it.
Right.
So that's why we've decided. So every time we have gigs, we budget, we set aside what we earn for the sound system, and we've also discussed. We actually, on top of it, we decided to get a loan, a good loan.
All right.
So since we know investing in sound system, it will be profitable, we would be able to pay for the loan.
Right, right.
And after that, everything will be profit, income,
Nice.
earning. So it's really a blessing. That's why me and my partner, after that, after getting a gig booking, we then
You offer those add-ons.
to the client, hey, we also have sound system, reliable sound system and lights. Because in many of our gigs, almost half, we always experience technical difficulties with sound system from providers or from some venues.
Right. I could imagine.
And we always educate the clients to make sure if the sound system they're getting is really reliable and efficient, meaning no feedback, no noise, nothing that really distracts everyone. So it's really sad. Even me and my partner, like when we perform in gigs or events that have really bad sound system, it really even hurts us. Like, oh, poor client. This wedding happens only once.
Right. And then you would have poor sound system,
And they
then
got-
it's not your fault because you
Yeah.
were just performing there, and you were just dependent
Yes.
on their sound system supplier.
So it affects our performance. Sometimes like the guest or the client was like, poor performance, when actually it was the sound system
Right.
busted or feedback or not well mixed. And on top of that, even aside from our performance during the program proper, like still feedbacks, busted sound system, poor audio from the videos.
Right.
So that's why we educate the clients.
Right.
Have you made sure that the sound system you're getting or the sound system of the venue is good? Because if not, we provide, and we guarantee they would have no problem with the sound system and light. So, and on top of that, they'll only be talking to us. We'll take care of the band, the performance, and the sound system and light. So it's very convenient for the client.
Nice.
So they only have to speak to one person, and we'll take care of all the entertainment, the sound system and lights.
Wow. Wow. Amazing background. Let us now go on break to have a word from our sponsors. If you are watching this on YouTube or on Facebook, you would be able to see a virtual tour of a property that VR Spaces just recently shot. And this is a condo unit, and you will be able to see the living space, now going to the bedroom, and from this property, you would have a virtual tour, a 360 virtual tour of the whole space. So you can definitely have a client tour your property that you are selling without actually being there. So for those who are interested in getting a virtual tour of their properties for Airbnb or for selling, you can contact us at happy@vrspaces.ph. Now back to the show. Let's now go to the second part of our show, which is let's talk about your BNI journey.
Yes.
How did so you were into music early as grade 6 and performing during college professionally, and eventually went into the sound system and lights supplier, and now being the president of investment chapter, BNI investment chapter. How were you able to get to know BNI?
Yes. Well, the story was actually amazing because before BNI, I'm like the calling card ninja.
All right.
So every gig or every setup we have, when people approach us, oh, really great performance or good audio, and then I do the calling card ninja. Oh, we have the calling card here. And then that was what we usually do. Until one time, a good friend of mine, Delmer Bentillo,
Oh,
who was also
shout out to DB.
DB.
Episode 1.
Yeah, because both of us were in JCI Mandaue.
Oh, JCI Mandaue. Okay.
Yeah, that's why we
Right.
became friends. And then one day, last year, he messaged me, Anton, how are you? I'd like to invite you because I'm in a business referral organization, and we give referrals to each other. And I would like to introduce you to my business partner who might want to get your services. So I was really interested because I was in the looking zone.
Right.
Like I've been looking for clients, and this is an opportunity. So of course I said yes. Okay, he invited me to City Sports, to a BNI meeting. So I said yes. So I went there. I met him. He introduced me to some of the members in the meeting until I sat down and witnessed the meeting of BNI. And after that, even during that, I was like amazed, like, wow, this is like a heaven for me as a singer and a sound system provider. So after the meeting, I was like very, very interested, and I was even really, really, really thankful to DB for inviting me because for so long I didn't know I was looking for BNI,
Right.
and especially here in BNI, you learn to do business the right way.
Exactly.
So building relationships, so that instead of just looking for new clients and new clients and new clients, it's so tiring.
Right.
And sometimes you know the struggle if they trust you or if you really perform well or if your sound system really performs well. When I came to BNI, wow, it's a blessing because aside from being alone or just me and my partner trying to look for clients, we have a marketing team.
Exactly.
So that's what when I get
So,
how I got to know
so
BNI.
Discuss more about, because we always tell our visitors, right? It's gonna be a marketing thing, but they wouldn't really understand what it is. For example, for me, being the newest member of our chapter, I didn't really understand what that marketing team is all about until such time you become a member.
Yes.
Because if you're not a member, of course, you're just outside looking in.
Yeah.
But if you're inside, and it's hard to explain something that you need to experience for yourself. So in the
Right.
most understandable way that you can explain, because for me it's still hard for me to explain it to visitors. So what's a marketing team? What's gonna be beneficial for them to become a BNI member? And with that, can you elaborate?
Yeah. Well, for me, it's actually what's really powerful is going to be your personal testimony, personal experience. Because when the time that my friend Delmer Bentilio invited me, that felt good because a good friend of yours cared for you and your business.
Right.
So he was really kind enough to think of me, to give me a message. He knows I'm a singer, I'm a performer, and he knows I provide sound system. And he wanted to introduce me to his business partners and also for me to see if BNI can help me in my business.
Right.
So that's the time I was able to feel from the start until I attended, and right there and then I decided I want to be a member. I want to be part of this. I want to be the sound system provider in this group.
Right.
So when I became a member, at first, of course, you would still be like, your mind will still be floating because
Yeah.
it will take time for you to understand things. But along the way, the very beautiful thing about BNI is you get to learn how to do business
Right.
the right way because many of us are doing business every day.
Yeah.
And we don't know which ones work best or which ones doesn't really like work well.
Yeah, and your business kind of evolves.
Yeah.
Because of the peers that you have in BNI.
Definitely.
Because they would be able to tell you what the market needs are in this kind of industry. Because we have a lot of industry experts, right? And you call that the power teams, right?
Power team.
Yeah. Can you tell us more about that, the power teams in BNI and how that kind of structure is very beneficial to its members?
Yeah. Speaking about the power team, normally for me, in a band or sound system provider, we have lots of competitors. So many. So that's the thing because you keep on trying to convince people that you perform well, you provide really reliable and efficient service, but it's too hard to do that to strangers. So here in BNI, we have this power team in which, like my case, in my power team, there's a flower shop and balloon provider. So her network, same as the network I'm in and I'm looking for. We're looking for those who are in the wedding industry, those who are getting married, those company parties, corporate events, any happening that it needs services with sound system, lights, wedding coordinators, and there. So in the power team, we share our network, we share our contact spheres. Like for my case, I had clients. So instead of me and my clients only get my services, I can also help my client by introducing my client to my BNI partner in our power team. Like, hey, maybe you would also be looking for a good flower provider or balloon. In that way, I can help the client so she doesn't have to like find someone out there which is difficult, or if they find someone, would they be guaranteed that they deliver well?
Right.
So I help the client and I help my BNI business partner. So it's a win-win-win situation.
Right, right.
So it's the same. The same.
On the client's part,
Yes.
they no longer need to source out unreliable. So you would be able to filter out because you are the ones that they would trust,
Yes.
and you would refer a member of your power team that, of course, reliable as
I can
well.
guarantee.
Yeah, you can
Definitely.
guarantee it.
So in that case, also in the power team, the same thing with our members in the power team, like the flower provider and balloon, if they get their services. After that, Tyson Bundles, our flower shop provider, would also recommend me to the client.
Right.
Oh, if it's a client who's getting married, she will tell them. Maybe you'd also be looking for a sound system provider that she can like guarantee that will deliver well.
All right.
So she's helping again the client and me. And the same as all the other members in the power team who are also in the case of wedding coordinator, the MC, the venue. So we help each other out. We share our contact spheres and we help our clients get the best service with the members of BNI.
Right. Wow, that's just great. That actually gave me an idea because before we are just into properties, right? And we are doing photo, video, and visual marketing for properties. But when I joined BNI, it's just an awakening that okay, our people or my team can actually do photo and video and all this visual marketing collaterals, not only for properties but also to events, cater to events and other businesses. And that way, my business actually evolved because of BNI and meeting all these business owners who have different needs. And for me to become a better member,
Yeah.
then I have to also expand the services that we offer and at the same time offer services that the market would demand and at the same time to help your fellow BNI members. So that was just why we are transitioning to become a full a multimedia company rather than just from the property sector. This is just how amazing BNI would be for your business. It would not only help you market the services that you offer, but also evolve your business
Yes.
and evolve your thinking and expand your minds to other opportunities. Yeah. So, all right.
And that's actually what I love about BNI because normally as a business person, you always look for clients. You keep on looking. But here in BNI, we realize that the philosophy of giver's gain.
Yes.
If you help others win business, in return, they will want you to win business as well.
Exactly.
So we help build each other's businesses. And as you've said, your business evolves because here in BNI, we have this core value of lifelong learning. Every week we keep on learning and learning, doing business the right way and see the opportunities how we can grow or better our businesses.
Exactly. All right. That was just that discussion about BNI, and this is just the second episode, and I learned so much from all this talk about BNI and how it was enabled me to also expand and learn how to do business locally. Because before we were just doing international clients, but right now we have open to the local market and other business opportunities out there.
Great.
All right, so let's go to this is the gains session of the one-to-ones. Yes, so for this session, I want you to take the lead for the game because you are the more seasoned member. So how do you do this for other chapter members? So this is how actually you do the one-to-ones, right?
Yes.
The gains, which is it's actually stands for goals, accomplishments, interests, networks, and skills, right? All right. So how do we do this?
Yeah, normally to know each other's business and to learn how to market or to give business to your business partner. So we do this one-to-one in which we have the gains exchange. As he mentioned, goals. I have to let him know what are my goals.
All right, so let's go there. So, Mr. Mansueto, what are your goals for your business? And yeah,
Well, for me, my goals is I want to be connected to more and more people in the wedding industry, the people who are involved in corporate events, those who are always organizing events, parties which require my services. So that's why I would like to expand my network and really build relationship with the people. So in that case, I don't have to focus on finding new clients, but instead find the right people who will introduce me to the right network in my business.
nice. All right, so how about accomplishments?
Accomplishments.
How do you do this?
Well, for the accomplishments, of course, again, I talk to my business partner in BNI.
Okay.
I let, as a performer or my sound system provider, like for me, I've already set up sound system services to many big companies.
Right.
So even hotels, restaurants, which will give my partner or my clients an idea of how reliable I am. So I've already set up sound system with the Boitis.
Okay.
So I've set up sound system at Ayala Center Cebu.
Right. So,
In-
so there's already big brand names.
Yes, in SM City Cebu. And I actually have to review because there have been a lot through the years, especially in my, as a performer in the band. We've performed, we've sang in many of Cebu's top hotels, bars, and restaurants. Many to mention like Marco Polo Hotel, Marriott Hotel, Radisson Blue Hotel, Shangri-La Hotel, and many, many more, which will give my business partner an idea that I have really performed in really serious business establishments or venues that will let him know that, oh, I can really refer this guy.
Right.
Because this service provider has done services to many of really big clients. So at least you know my accomplishments.
Wow. Yes, because definitely you wouldn't hesitate, right,
Yes.
to refer somebody that if you know that they already worked with these big brand names.
Yeah,
right?
if
so
that-
definitely that's gonna be something that you would be able to talk about, referring this to some clients that you currently have that needs those kinds of services.
Exactly. Now going to interest.
Interests.
So that from the gains exchange, I will have to let my business partner know what I like. So of course I like singing, I like parties, I like to meet other singers, musicians, or sound system providers because perhaps my business partner can connect me with these people.
Okay.
So, as a singer or sound system provider, it helps a lot when I meet other singers, bands, or sound system providers because I become inspired with other artists or providers. I learn from them and I get to connect with their network because in some cases, many of these artists or providers are already too busy. They have a lot of clients already that they can no longer
Right.
cater. So in that way, if I get to be introduced with them, they would be able to pass on to me. So many
So you don't
wonderful
see
things.
them as competitors?
Not anymore.
Because, yeah,
Not anymore.
That's a abundant mindset.
After joining BNI, at first you see others as competitors. But if you help them,
Right.
you get to connect with them, you help them get more business. If they receive too many that they can no longer handle, they
Right.
give it to you. So that's the beauty. So the more people you connect with, the more artists or providers I connect with, the more people I can give business to or give referrals, the more in return will come back to me.
At the
So-
same time, also in your case as well, if your band is booked for that
Yes.
particular day, you can recommend some other
I
performers.
recommend that, and that's why it's
Yeah,
wonderful because
nice.
I have a lot of friends of other artists or providers who I can trust that could also serve really good, that I can highly recommend to my clients if I or my services are no longer available. So it's a win-win situation. It won't go to waste.
Nice.
We can bless others, we can help others, so everybody's happy.
All right.
Interest. So networks. So another from the Gains Exchange, I inform OJ who are my networks, in which that includes all of the clients I have provided services in the past, those clients I value, the valued clients that keeps on getting my services, those companies, and even my network, other providers, other bands or other sound system providers. I can introduce it to him because perhaps, for sure, these networks of mine know people. You never know who people know
All right.
unless you connect them. So in that way, OJ will have an idea, the people I know, and it might occur that these people I know might be the people OJ is looking for,
Right. Okay.
who might do business with, who might do business with him, who you could also build relationships. So that's the beauty of it. We in BNI share our contact spheres and networks. That's how we also help build each other's business.
Right. Also, a very solid example is just what if your visitor today was in real estate.
Today, yes.
Yes, and then you informed me beforehand that the one that you are inviting is from real estate and probably can we will be able to collaborate with because of
Yeah.
the things that we do in Reva staff, which
Exactly.
is real estate visuals. And then we had a really good talk earlier, and then we had an appointment to have a meeting sometime in the near future. So thank you very much for that.
You're welcome.
Yeah. All right. So is that all for the networks? Right. So the next.
For the skills.
Okay.
Well, skills, of course, there's a lot to talk about it, but in this case, I share OJ my skills. Like I sing, but I also teach how to sing.
Okay. So you're.
I can teach you how to sing.
okay.
That's anytime. Just let me know. I'd be glad to teach you.
Yeah, but actually, my wife, when we were still living in Manila,
Yeah.
wanted to. She has a couple of voice lessons, things like that. And she wanted to sing, so yeah, I can refer.
Or perhaps your
refer-
kids. I also teach kids how to
Kids,
sing, the
nice.
basic ones, of course.
Okay.
I play the guitar. I perform. I also teach how to play the guitar.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
And even in the sound system, I set up sounds. I mix. I actually can teach
All right.
you how to do the basic things. So, in that case, I would be able to help him or let him know my other services or skills that
Right.
perhaps someone he knows, a family or friend, might want, might need.
Yeah,
to
we're
learn.
actually looking for our son to enroll into something because he's already 5.
Yes,
And we think that's already an appropriate age to learn a musical
Music.
instrument.
and exactly. Even if after I teach, after that, I can then recommend you vocal coaches that I trust and I believe that can even further his learning. So I can help my business partners that I have networks how to advance the learning.
Right.
So those are just some regarding the skills, but each of us have different skills that we share or teach.
Wow.
So that's the beauty in Gains Exchange. You get to know more about the person,
Right.
your business partner, because that's how you build a relationship. You learn more about
And
the
it's
person.
also very structured, right? Direct to the
Exactly,
point.
yeah.
There's not a lot of bullshit involved.
It's clear, it's
Yeah,
fast.
yeah, very clear, concise. This is. It's not all business because we talk about our interests as well.
Yes.
The other skills that we have, but no, it's very direct to the point, very concise, and very helpful.
Definitely very helpful. You never know what people would need, and he's there. You're there in front of that person, and you're the solution to his problem, or you know the people who can help that person.
All right. So I think lastly, for people out there who are interested about BNI and investment chapter, as our fearless leader of BNI Investors chapter, please invite people to come and see what our meeting is all about, things like that.
Yes, you know, here in BNI, it's a really great way to do business because every day there's so many things that we need, products, services. Now here in BNI, it's a one-stop shop for many products and services that you need. And the beauty about it is these are the people you can really trust because these are the people who are best in the town. And as I've said, it's a great way to do business. Whatever products or services that you will be looking for, you just find BNI. And we'll connect you to the member who can assist and do business with you. And the best part about it is BNI is a great way to get business by giving business to your fellow members. So I'd like you to invite you to join our business meeting. It's every Thursday here at Golden Prince Hotel. It's early in the morning because it's 6:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. So you would be able to witness what BNI is all about, how it can add value to your business, how we can help you build your business through getting quality referrals. So we're looking forward to see you. Visit us in Investment Chapter Golden Prince Hotel.
Anton Mansueto. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, OJ.